Greetings, everybody. Welcome to pre-market analysis for Monday, March the 29th, last week of March. So April is around the corner. Hopefully, everybody had a great weekend. For me, it was all about coaching sessions. So we did have some fun. Yeah, yeah. I mean, we can have fun studying the market over the weekend. Definitely, Mr. T. Yeah, the weekend was fun. We spent that time family with family with Mr. T from London studying the market. Then we kept that Miss J. Lou from New York yesterday, late yesterday, her time. So that's how we do it. And I believe, yeah, Mr. Joe as well in the afternoon yesterday here, California time. So that's how we like to have our weekend. So this is going to be a short week, meaning the markets will be closed for Good Friday. Easter, it's on Sunday here in the US. So uh, no trading for us on Friday, which means that our weekly expiration will be uh, Thursday, April the 1st. What's the other ramification for trade that we usually take, like the so-called Friday no wahala? So Friday no wahala this week will be Thursday no wahala. I mean, congratulations to everybody. If you trade it, the Friday no wahala this past Friday, this past Thursday into Friday. Congratulations. I will say that Miss J Lu just stepped into the live chats. Thank you for the fun yesterday. Man, it was very entertaining session that we have. She cracked me up. She cracked me up. There are things out there. I mean, we don't have time to get into all of that today, but we had fun yesterday. So yes, the Friday no wahala. If you don't know what that is, maybe this is our opportunity to invite you to check out our 2021 offers. So we had trade on FCX, for instance. After an hour, the calls were paying over 666% of the, like, Western Digital was paying over 300%, I believe. X, the other one, was paying over 400%. Just up. It went actually much higher, and we were trading the 22 calls on it. So that was a good, very good, a great no Friday, Friday no Wahala type of trade. So those will be taking place Thursday, but meaning we'll be taking the trade on Wednesday. If you miss them, well, you miss them. That's so. But I'm going to try as much as possible to remind myself of that. Obviously, not to miss out. So this morning on here, we're going to take the time to take a look at what's happening. It's a short week, but typically this short week they usually come packed with action. That has been our observation, where there's a holiday somehow in the middle of the week. The market tends to move just as much, if not bigger. So with the market moving, we know how to make money. So very quickly on here, I just want to spend really literally 3 minutes just taking a look at the ETF. Then there are a couple of stocks that are moving. I start studying them in pre-market. We're going to do a live GangstA trade on a couple of those stocks on here. Maybe a third one of these ETFs. So here's where SPY is starting compared to that. Yeah, no, traders were, I don't know if you trade SPY. If you trade SPY, I strongly invite you to study the move that took place last Friday. You're looking at the 15-minute chart of SPY on here. I mean, for the last four candles, that's a total of an hour. Options on here, calls, 394 calls, for instance. We capture the chart of those options. That's something that we teach you how to do here. They went from sub 10 cents to over $3 in a matter of 30 minutes. Fact. So that could be another opportunity for us on here at the close of the day, as SPY has expiration today. But from a high view, this is where SPY trade a close. So 395, folks. Hey, it's just 2 days, right? Look at this. Thursday, Friday, it's erased whatever was done for the entire previous 5 days. That's how they roll. That's how they roll. So now it's plenty of room to go upwards all the way to 400. So we will be ringing 400 here sometime Thursday before Eastern. Typically, that's another piece of nugget on here. Typically, going into holidays, the market goes up. So just write down somewhere as of now, and we will be ready late on Thursday to see if, let's say, SPY can ring in 400. For the time being, as of now, it's gapping down about a couple of points thereabouts at 394. So let's see. Let's see what they have in store for us. Definitely, we will be trading SPY late today in the last from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern into the closing. And if you are new to trading SPY, SPY has an extra 15 minutes of trading all ETF tools. So SPY, QQQ, IWM, you can trade them after all the options, not the stock options on SPY, QQQ, IWM. Those are the main ETF that we look at here. They trade all the way to 415. So as of now, I mean, nothing precluding us from really taking a GangstA trade on here, right? So, but I've describe this setup many times. So meaning on a day like this, SPY ATR is what? SPY ATR is about 5 point something. Yeah, Mr. T and I will spend the weekend illustrating that. So on here, typically for me, I like to be conservative. So I'm gonna take plus or 3 minus points. So if you would like just to use round number, 390 puts, 398 calls. They're going to be super cheap. And either which way, that's a definite. That GangstA trade is there for you each and every expiration day on SPY. I shouldn't even have to bring that to your attention. Yeah, but hey, in any case. Okay, here's QQQ. Slight gap on here this morning after a similar type of run, but the interesting part is that QQQ is still below the moving averages. If obviously I can manage to show you the full chart. So you see this, somebody drew here a potential reverse U pattern which could have been leading QQQ all the way to the lower Bollinger. That hasn't happened, but that doesn't mean that it cannot happen, right? The pattern on here of candles actually tells me that it's more than likely because they have been going, they put two green candles up and then they come down to red candles. So be on the lookout on here. So 2 green candles and then a series of four candles going lower. Anything is possible on here. This market has been moving, and again, we definitely expect the market to continue moving on this week. So that's QQQ. On the one that's maybe gapping the most this morning is IWM, the Russell 2K, the small cap index, which is trading close, despite the 2 green candles Thursday and Wednesday, it's close below the moving average. So those moving average, we know how significant they are, right? We have depicted with some of you the so-called death cross, meaning when the exponential moving average 8, the yellow line. Let me show everybody by showing my data window on TradingView. When the yellow line crosses below the green line, that's definitely bearish. So as long as the IWM is trading at below that yellow line, which is the closest natural resistance as of now, that price is 220. Let's round it up, 221. We remain in bearish territory, and we remain in bearish territory. You can see, you saw last week, for instance, here for 3 consecutive days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and even Thursday, we were posting lower lows because we got down Thursday before that massive rally. So where are we going to continue this week? So let's go on the weekly chart a little bit to give ourselves a bigger view. All right, this is what we're dealing with here on IWM. Support is that green line because we touched it last week. So the green line for you and me, we will be looking at 206 thereabout. So 205 if we want to set up something on here for IWM on the lower side. So 205 is definitely that value to say full-blown bearish because we have been above the green line here since the last time we touched below. That one was September. The week of September 21st, 2020 has been a while. Since then, we have had this massive bullish run on here. So that's still in play, folks. That's still in play. This is how you go about finding potential target price to use. So that's what's going on there. So before we go down and take a look at FinViz, what's moving, and then spend the time depicting a couple of stocks that are moving in pre-market this morning. Let's go say hello to everybody that's joined. So Mr. Nick across from the pond, good morning. Miss Marcy, glad to have you. Mr. T, It also hails from London, where it's currently, folks, it is 1:02 p.m. in England, folks. All right, Mr. Joe. Mr. Joe is a neighbor of mine, literally a neighbor of mine here in Southern California, where it's currently 6:02 a.m. Pacific time. Mr. Don, glad to have you. Hello, Miss J-Lo. Beautiful Gates, glad to have you, sir. And Mr. Donny, the one and only Mr. Donny. All right, so if Mr. Donny is around, you know that our charts should be taken, that need to be looked at. And my friend on the other side, Mr. Edith, glad greetings, 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 good afternoon to you as well, sir. All right, so Mr. Donny is telling us he's bullish on QQQ. Okay, you're entitled, my friend. I just did the analysis on QQQ. Intel SPY, I did my analysis on SPY and QQQ. I'm not going to go at it again. So in the chart of Intel and DRI. So Intel. So Intel, INTC chart of Intel here. This is the weekly chart of Intel. Doesn't tell us anything really. It has been trading above this yellow line that's trending up for the greatest part of 2021. So that's bullish on the weekly. And from a daily perspective, where is Intel? Intel moved big on March the 24th. We can see this huge candle here from 67 to 61, and then it rallied like most of the stock. Recapture EMA 20. So it's neutral. If you ask me, why am I saying that? Neutral because look, let's look at the price action here since March the 16th, thereabout. I mean, tight range. When I'm trading options, that's just me, right? When I'm trading options, I want to target stock that I know they are moving, meaning ATR is definitely one thing of them. But what have the stock been doing recently? Like if I saw Intel on this range on here, I will shy away from it because this is sideways. Yeah? This is sideways on here. So, but let's say when it dipped here at 62, oh yeah, for the dip buyers, that was an opportunity. Now, it's just there. It's just there. So, if let's say start trading above 66, they're about okay, then we can see that it has some strength. So, certain stock have that. All stock go through that. To be honest, so for a given time, they will just be in a range or in a box with very little variation. So that's perspective on that. So as of now, it's definitely above moving average, but I cannot say that it's bullish or anything. It's not posting that many high highs. It's not posting any lows. Hopefully that helps them. DRI is Dowden Restaurant Inc. Dowden Restaurant Inc. Yes, on the other side, yeah, look at this one. I can definitely say that this stock is bullish. Why? It's attacking in a good way the upper Bollinger Band. Yes, that's a sign of bullishness. Yes. The only question when a stock shows that strength is, does it have enough momentum to continue upward? So here, DRI, this is a recent low here, right? So as of Friday, is it a 52-week low? We can find that by going to the weekly chart and saying, yes, is it an all-time high? Potentially, because I can go look back here to the left all the way 2016. So a stock that's trading at all-time high definitely deserve attention. Sometimes they just carry on that momentum. Sometimes they have to come and pull back a little bit from a technical point of view. So in that case, a retreat on here will be, a pullback, if you will be where the yellow line is. That's its immediate support at 142 before finding more room to go upward. So yes, Dowden restaurant is definitely bullish. It's just a matter of a technicality, finding more room to go upwards. All right. So then let's be. I'm sorry that I'm distracted on here. Need to just start a computer here. Oops. All right. So we are going next to take a look at our FinBiz to see what else is moving. So FinBiz is this tiny free tool that of course we have been using here. You know our settings by now. Optionable over $20. That's just by choice, really. There's nothing that precludes you from trading stock that are below $20. Just my personal preference. So if you agree with that, you can use that. If not, You can select any other price threshold that you like. The 1 million shares goal is to have stock that are liquid. Yeah, meaning that we don't want to be trading stock that are difficult to change hand, because if there are options, then the spread is going to be too wide. With wide spread, big spread, that will mean that you and I will have a hard time buying it and then closing the position. We do not want that. We do not want that. So in pre-market on here today, what's going on here? So on the bearish side, we have some of these stocks that are Canada Goose Holding, GOSS slumping -7%. The first one there, CTSS. I'm not familiar with it. ABB, Vicom. Yeah, Vicom is a stock that I think. Oh my goodness! Look at the chart for Vicom. Vicom. Is it? Let me try to make this. Oh boy. So this is linked to that hedge fund, whatever hedge fund that is liquidating their position. So that's impacting actually a lot of the banks. So Viacom, oh my goodness! Imagine trading those puts from Wednesday to Thursday, from $85 all the way to 50. Wow! I need to try to get a piece of that. Oh, well, it's moving. Not trying to get a piece of that. Well, yeah, a piece of the action, yeah. And then I think Mr. Joe like GSX, but he told me yesterday that GXX, he made money on it because he had a long position. But he said that the spread are a bit too wide on them. So Bumble is another one that's slumping -2% for a company that recently launched its IPO, as you can see there. I mean, at $60 thereabout. So what else do we have on here? So we saw Vuzi, great trade for us. The other day we cash out on some of those puts, 20 puts expiring April 16. On the upside, what do we have? Mara, obviously, or not obviously. We always have. Mara is always one of those stocks that you see on here in either direction. Riot, yeah, only up 6% this morning. SPCE, Virgin Galactic Holdings, up 3%. What else is of interest here? Billy Bazoon, and let's see what else. Okay, is one of the stock here? Yep, here it is. Here it is. So let's take a look at. Let me move this a little bit. That's the problem. Trying to go grab stock that are lower there. So Boeing, what's going on with Boeing? Let's try to take a look at that chart. Can we set up some type of GangstA trade here on Boeing, since it's moving? In pre-market, very early, it was trading around $251 and almost 2.5%. For a Monday, that's not bad for Boeing. And when Boeing moves, folks, we have seen that. I want to share the daily chart of Boeing here with you, if you do not mind. We traded Boeing on here. It was one of our alerts, weekly alerts, and on this run from 235 to 275, they paid big. So since then, it slumped and then found support at the green line, exponential moving average 20. This is the daily chart, right? And Friday, that trend stopped. Thursday rather, on the 25th, and then on the 26th, gapped up a little bit but couldn't sustain it. So now we are gapping up a little bit at 249. So what can be set up here for Boeing? We can find the ATR of Boeing and apply that techniques. It works mostly. So for me, in my analysis on here, I'm saying that we can target the previous high here. It's all the way to 278. So looking at round numbers and the price of option, we can definitely target 285, 290 cost. We don't need for Boeing to be in the money over the next 4 days. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Again, the market is closed this coming Friday for Good Friday in the US. To make money. If Boeing start moving bullishly, right, on here, trade at 260, 265, those positions will start appreciating. The advantage that we have by starting a position that far out of the money is that we are risking, let's call it, yeah, that's what it is. When you make an investment, you have to consider it as a risk, right? That's that. So our risk is small enough that, hey, should the direction confirm, we will be making money, but we also have the possibility to add into that direction once it confirms. So Boeing on here this morning, I didn't have time, but I think we can definitely go ahead and do that live here. So I'm going to just type. I'm typing while I'm speaking. Can I do that? Can I multitask? March the 29th, 2021. I'm typing inside of our GangstA Trade and into our GangstA Trade room in the Discord, folks. So we are going to say number one. So BA. No, not March. I'm no longer in March. Till April 1st expiration. April 1st expiration, and we are targeting 285 calls and 290 calls. Yeah, on the bullish side. For our usual 10-15 cents, really. Plus on the downside, I mean, we have to pick a direction on here. So for symmetry purposes, so this is 250. We are targeting about 30-40 points on the upside. So same thing on here. So the symmetry will be 205 to 10 puts on the again for a limit order of 10 to 15 cents. Yeah. So that's the GangstA Trade on the A on the. It's gapping. So let's see what the next 4 days bring on it. So BA April 1st, 285 to 90 calls, 205 to 10 puts. Okay. All right. The next one that definitely I want us to take a look at. We traded this one last week. We made money on it. We made money on the put side on it. Didn't we? I mean, we wish. I mean, yeah, it would have been great. It would have been great because we were holding the 320 puts last week, the 322, and then later on the 320. The 322, they went in the money. They went in the money and they paid. They paid nicely. But imagine if we were to have this gap down. So here's Goldman Sachs. The news came in. I mean, I don't really care about the news, right? I care about the stock market. Most of the banks they are bearish this morning because of the relationship with that hedge fund that's that's selling some of its assets, right? So where can we go with Goldman Sachs on here from a chart perspective? Here it's weekly chart, it's daily charts rather. Yes, this is the daily chart that we are looking at right now. Let me make sure that you guys, everybody's following. All right, there is no question on here. All right, so Goldman Sachs, after reaching a high, an all-time high, please, of 356 on March the 18th, if you were to recognize that, okay, well, recognize, I mean, that can always, it's easy to do Monday morning quarterbacking, but I mean, it hit the upper Bollinger, typically for us, that's an involvement. If you get involved on that, at that time, it has been pretty much posting lower lows ever since. And today we are gapping down, right? So Goldman Sachs on here, it's a case of where's the support. If there's support, the stock will bounce. 20, the stock was trading last week at this time over $340. Now it's trading $20 now. So that's what's for us we meant to take advantage. Here, for me, here's what we have to look. Look at the slope of that yellow line, exponential moving average 20. I spent the weekend with some of you teaching and learning technical analysis, right? This is approaching the so-called cross of death, yeah, where the yellow line is going to be trending below the green line, meaning the recent momentum exponential moving average 8 crossing below the exponential moving average 20. That's clearly there. So the combination of those two things, that will happen here. The reason we don't see on here because as of now, the EMA are not updated yet because the market is not open. When the market opens, you will see on the daily chart that will happen because the price here is down $7. So these are the opportunities for us that here. There is something that's going to be happening here in this week, right? So either Goldman Sachs, the stock's going to really continue this trajectory, and we will take advantage of that with puts, or it will find buyers. So the last couple of days, Thursday and Friday, it bounced at 321.92, 322 thereabout. It's starting below that today. So most likely in the first 10, 15, 30 minutes on here, it will go up a little bit. That's where our GangstA trade will be ready to actually cash in, get a feel for the puts, and From there, it's a matter of which direction that it goes. If they decide to put in a quick low, it's easier. It's going to be easier here to get a feel for the course. So let's go ahead and set it up. Excuse me. From a weekly point of view, this is the reason I'm looking at that here. So from a weekly point of view, here's the chart. Yeah, we are starting exactly at the exponential moving average yellow line. They're about $1. So hence, should that happen here, that hasn't happened recently. Since November, this stock has been just trending upward. So we have just had 2 consecutive weeks. Last week, each candle here represents a week. We have had 2 consecutive weeks of red, and then the stock bounced. So if we bounce like we did on here on this week, that was a bounce of about $25. Yeah, 272.66 to a high of 297. That's what we are looking for. Actually, not that's what we're looking for. We're looking for a big candle like this one in either direction. So that gives you an idea how you can go about setting up your potential strike price. Last week, the move from high to low was about $21. Okay, so for us on here, we are starting at 320. So we want to find something, any option that within $20, $30 for the week, that's going to be within our price range. So in that case, let me just go ahead. Since I have to type it, I'm looking at the chart, so my apologies that I cannot share at the same time. I cannot share the option chain for this one. So on the put side for us, if we go to, let's say, so we are looking at 30, 25, 30 points from this, that will put us as 290. The 290 puts, as of Friday, they were trading between 2 cents and 29 cents. So they're going to be a little bit more expensive on here on this $5 move. But that's okay. So 290 puts is one of the targets. So we can also say 285 and let's say 295. So the three strike price we are targeting are 285, 290, 295. And we want to get a feel on these. Anything 15, 20 cents would be good. Doing this stuff live, folks, because then I'm able to explain exactly the reasoning on how we are going about picking the price, the strike price, because that's the most important thing here. So Goldman Sachs, April 1st. On the put side, we want 285. Oh, it's a no, but meaning we have to put in 3 orders: 290, 295 puts. So we said 15, 20. Then on the call side, if the same thing from 320, if the stock is to bounce off of this lowest level on here. So from 320, we add $30 there, about $25, $30 on Goldman Sachs. That will give us a strike price of 345, 350. These are going to be cheaper, right? Because the stock it's going the other direction. So in pre-market, I can tell you that much earlier in the pre-market, the stock actually was down almost 3%. So meaning that it's finding buyers on here. It's finding support. Bulls have been buying it. It doesn't mean, sometimes it means something that, hey, that's the direction that it may be going initially, but that doesn't tell us the final direction for the rest of the week. If anything, this action on here is great. So we just want to get a feel in these options, and then we let Goldman Sachs do its part. So the 345 calls, 350 calls, 355 calls. Those are the ones we are targeting, and in this case, we want to get them for 10, 15 cents. All right. So let me tap that on here. So Goldman Sachs April 1st expiration. 285, 290, 295 quotes for 15 to 20 cents, and on the call side 345, 350. One of these will get a fill. So that's why we're having 3 of them. You can have more if you want. The whole thing is to be able to get cheap contract to start this week on here. So 345, 350, 355 calls for 10. Hopefully there's no typo. Mr. Bishop Gates can keep me honest. He's my spot checker on those things when I mess up. something on there. So Goldman Sachs, April 1st, 285 to 90 to 95 put plus 415 to 20 cents, plus 345, 350 or 350 call for 10 to 15 cents. And see what's they bring us. Most of the banks that are starting the week on here. So and on the other one that we didn't get to do was we talked about IWM as well, and obviously SPY. So those, and then BA, if you are catching us late on here, we also did BA April 1st, 285 to 90 calls for 10 to 15 cents, and the 205 to 10 puts for 10 to 15 cents. All right. It's 9:22 Eastern time. The market's going to be opening in about 7 to 8 minutes. We want to give you that time back so that you can reset your mind, you can reset your body, and we wish you a great trading session. Have a good day, everybody. Bye bye.